Hey, good evening, great people. Welcome to the Bed of Truth. I'm Tracy, coming on today, as I shared in my intro video the other day, coming on today just to talk about different things. And today I'm talking about friends and friendship. So to ensure that I have the definition correct, not my definition, but a definition. When I looked it up on the internet on dictionary.com, it was saying that a friend is a person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of a family member or a sexual type relationship. So the key word there is mutual affection. And I hone in on that because a lot of times people will just meet people and then all of a sudden, a couple weeks later, oh, my friend. No, they're not your friend. You just met them. They're like an acquaintance. They're just someone you just met. You know what I'm saying? And I used to have to tell my daughter that. I used to tell her, like, kids when they're younger, oh, my friend, my friend, my friend. These people are not your friend. I mean, it's easy to say that word, just like it's easy for people to say, oh, I'm busy. It's just a word that we say, but people don't really take it to heart. And I'm saying this because as I get more mature in my years, I'm not going to say older, as I get more mature in my years, you really take account of your friends and your friendships and your dealings with people over the year who you've called friends. And a lot of times I'm finding that based on actions, conversations of knowing people for years and years and years, especially based on actions, that maybe they weren't really your friends. It was a season that you all hung out, or it was a season that you all had common things that you like to do, or it was a season of whatever you all were going through. Maybe you had a common issue at that time and that's how you connected, but you weren't really friends. Or because of relationships, you could be friends. Like I grew up with certain people that now I'm not friends with. I can love them from afar and still care for them, but our life journey paths have gone different ways, and it's okay. I still can love people from afar and still wish them the best, but don't have to be in their midst, because just because we've known each other for a long time doesn't mean that we're still friends or we're gonna be friends. And it's okay, and people have to be okay with that. So the other word I looked up was close friend. And it says someone with whom you share a strong, intimate bond characterized by trust, mutual support, and a deep understanding of each other. Someone you feel comfortable being yourself around, and whom you can share vulnerabilities and confidences without being judged. Now that's a close friend, okay? And then I was like, okay, well, let me see here about best friend, because sometimes people assume that you can only have one close friend or one best friend, and that's not true, because a best friend is a person's closest friend. So I just gave you the definition of close. Someone you can trust with your life, who's seen the best and worst of you and will be there for you whenever you need someone to talk to. Now, you don't even have to talk to this person every day. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all could be best friends based on the definition and not realize that, oh, that is that I could call that person my best friend. You know what I'm saying? I think growing up, people were under the assumption that you only had one best friend. At least that's how I thought. Oh, that's my best friend. Like, and you couldn't have no other best friend, because back when you're younger, people would be arguing like, well, that's your best friend? Well, I thought I was your best friend. You can have more than one best friend, okay? See, a lot of stuff we gotta unthink and undo that we thought we knew all these years living in society, and just things passing down through society and what society says or what our parents taught us or whatever. We have to unlearn some stuff. So I thought this was interesting because, like I said, I was of that mindset as well. And it says a balance between best friend has a balance between give and take and supports you through tough times. Okay, so I'm going on to say all that to say that just like I reevaluate, I don't know if you all reevaluate, but I like to reevaluate relationships I have with people on a yearly basis. Because sometimes, just like how you clean out your closet or you get rid of stuff and donate it, sometimes you got to clear out some of those relationships. And not that you're clearing it out totally, but they just may not be at the level they were at, if that makes sense. They could still be your friend, but maybe they're no longer a close friend or a best friend. And then those that may have only been friends may now be closer friends or a best friend. And I can say that those that like I grew up with when I was younger, that I thought were my best friends, let me say, we're not as close or best friends any longer. And those that I met in, say, younger adulthood are my best friends based on actions. We may not see each other a lot. We may not talk all the time, but their actions have proven that they would take on a best friend approach just based on how they moved when I've gone through something, or how I've moved for them when they were going through a tough time or what have you. Yeah. And I also love a friend who can be, what do you want to say? I love a friend that could be, what's the word I want? Truthful and honest with you. Because I like honesty. I don't like someone to candy coat something. Those are the type of friends I need, and that's the type of friend I am. I'm going to tell you the truth and be honest, even if you don't like it. Like, say we're going out somewhere, I'm going to be honest and say, I don't think that looks right. Whereas some people's friends will be like, girl, you look good, and have them out there looking like a damn fool. No, I'm not that friend. And you may be mad that I was so honest, but you also should be thankful that I'm your friend, that I'm telling you, so you ain't going out there looking crazy. But anyways, yeah, so I just thought that was like very mind-blowing, that I guess like I said, we just assume friend or whatever, and the whole best friend, close friend. But yeah, I like how that broke down. And then I even went into spiritual text that explains friendship is a valuable gift that should be cherished and cultivated with wisdom and discernment. So all those little keywords. So the first keyword in the friend was mutual affection. In the close friend, it talks about a mutual support and a deep understanding of each other. And then in the best friend, it was basically the part where you could trust with your life. So these are like important keywords in each of these definitive definitions of friend, close friend, and best friend. Like, You got to really sit back and think about that. And then, like I said, the spiritual text talks about, and you got to have discernment. And in this day and age, you cannot call everybody a friend just because you just meet them and they're nice or what have you. You got to be careful. And especially in this world of AI and social media, if you meeting them online, you better hope that it's really them. I saw something the other day where the girl thought she was talking to this person, and come to find out it was an AI person just on the computer. She had never met him in person because he wasn't real. But anyways, I digress. Comes out it wasn't real. But anyways, so it talks about discernment, and it's a relationship that can bring great joy, support, encouragement, but also requires honesty and a commitment to mutual growth and well-being. So I'm encouraging you all from the better truth to be truthful and honest with yourself and take an inventory of your current relationships where you call people my friend. Doesn't matter how long you've known the people. You got to take an inventory based on context and the definitions to check if they check all those boxes. Because like I said, when you're younger, it seems like you hang out with a lot of people that you call your friends. But as I've gotten older and more mature and wise, I have less and less people that I call friends. I have people that I may know, but I can't call them all friends. And like I said, based on relationships, no, that don't mean you're my friend. Based on longevity, no, that don't mean you're my friend. Trust, honesty, you riding and dying with me. When I'm going through something, you there for me, just like I'm there for you. Like one hand gotta wash the other. We can't just have that one washing of the hand. Yeah. Or that one, I'm always called. No, I ain't always gonna call you. The phone works both ways. My mom used to always say that. The phone works both ways. And that is so true. And like I said, I'm my best friend. Besides Trinity over there, my dog, and my daughter, and my mom. We all friends. Best friends. But I also have other best friends from childhood that will ride and die, and I'll ride and die for them as well. And it may be that we ride and die in different ways or show up for each other, but we show up. That's the whole point, and that's a friend. All right, from the better truth, I'm signing off. Until next week, you guys think about that and make sure you put some comments and let's have a dialogue. Ciao.